DFS Show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We got 6 games here on a Tuesday. Taking us through here this main slate preview. Again, myself and Keith Eister will be live 5 p.m. Eastern Time to break it all down for you with the latest news, updates, and example lineups for all of you. But for now, Grande and I giving our first look at today's main slate. Some big names again ruled out of the lineup since the last time we talked. Kevin Durant now injured. So Phoenix, I think they're also without Bradley Beal in this game. Again, I have just Devin Booker against the Milwaukee Bucks here. Giannis, lone soldier in that one too. No Damian Lillard. I guess we'll see if Giannis plays or not, right? Giannis probable with the foot, but who knows when it comes to that. We know Philadelphia and their injury issues. They've already ruled out a bunch of players as well. The end of season NBA, Grande, we're going to have to deal with this throughout the rest of the next couple of weeks.
Bradley Beal is questionable, so they could have him back. I don't think it's going to matter all too much. There's going to definitely be some limitations because every time they bring him back, he just gets re-injured. But yeah, we're going to have to deal with it again. It's going to be a nightmare moving forward. But the best that we could do is follow the data that's in front of us and have it lead us to where we need to go.
That's kind of the goal, right? Giannis is your top guy at 12-1. Towns against Philly at 10-4. Your top 2 priced plays here. Point guard wise, Trey $9,800 against Portland. Booker $97. Giddey on a back-to-back. They got blown out by OKC. He's $9,600. They got Toronto. Quentin Grimes up to 94. Steph Curry 91. John Morant on a back-to-back at 9K.
Yeah, I definitely love Trae Young at 98. He's looked, even when he's not scoring, Trae has been amazing. 19 assists, 19 points the other day. In a game, he went 4 of 16 from the floor. So lock and load Trae Young. They're still playing him max minutes. Definitely going to get a really popular version of Devin Booker. I don't love 9,700, but he is teamed to himself. So, this is a guy we've seen score 70 points in a game. So definitely get to Booker. I'd be interested to see if the Bulls sit Josh Giddey in this one. He was listed as questionable going into the Monday slate for hip, rest/hip. So wouldn't be surprised to see Giddey sit.
It probably depends on who they have available. I guess they could have Lonzo back for this one. They've ruled out Lonzo.
Could have Lonzo back. Yep.
Well, he's been nearing a return, but they've been shorthanded obviously in their backcourt this year.
Yeah, could have Lonzo back. So obviously we'll see. Quentin Grimes is available, and 94 is too pricey. Definitely interested in some Steph Curry in tournaments. And then another one, Ja. I think Ja plays, considering Memphis's free fall within the standings. My expectation is he would play, but I guess that's something to monitor. Second leg of back-to-back after missing, over 2 weeks before, and it was a hamstring injury. So if Ja plays, he's fine. If he's looked really good in both games, at least from a fantasy perspective. So
agreed. Mid-tier range here drops all the way down $8,300 for Scotty Barnes. You have Dyson Daniels, $7,500 new Adidas deal for Daniels.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Quickly and Stephen Castle in the 7K range.
Do you think he went with Adidas because the 3 stripes symbolize how many steals per game he's averaging?
It's possible.
First time in a bajillion years that's going to happen. Yeah, I think Daniels is solid. No on the Toronto guys. Quickly, I'd prefer Quickly of the 2, but it's just,
I mean, he's been paying off the price. It's just obviously you'd wish you would have more minutes available to him.
Yeah, he's been great. I mean, I'll say it. He's been great. So if you want to play Quickly, you can. I'd rather go there. Castle's fine. Shaden is fine.
Scoot already ruled out for this game.
Scoot already ruled out. Shaden was great against the Knicks, played monster minutes. Also, Simons was questionable in that game as well. he is now questionable again. He went 5 of 20. It's like there's a scenario where Simons doesn't play and Sharp just plays 100 minutes. So I like basically both Portland guards. Obviously, if Simons doesn't play, just play Sharp and
Sure.
move on. And that's probably it in that range right there.
Right? Can't really pay up for these Philly guys, I don't think. 63 and 55 for Doughton and Butler. Does that feel too much for you?
Yeah, not with Grimes back.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Obviously, can't really get the Pippen with everybody back there. Cole Anthony ended up being ruled out after looking like maybe he was going to play. If Cole Anthony is in for this game at $5,100, would you be interested there?
It's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. It's okay. I mean, it was that game was we said on the show. Orlando Clippers was a terrible game.
Yes.
It was an awful game, and nothing was good about that
much better spot for Orlando here against San Antonio.
Much better spot against yeah. I'm good with it. I'm also not fully convinced that he would play. Like there might be like a 3-way split for minutes.
Okay. Campaign ruled out already. Do we go back to DeLon Wright?
Yeah, I mean the minutes have been great and the production's been solid. So I have no issues going to DeLon Wright. We're wondering what they're going to do. Rollins and KBJ stuff again. Rollins was the dominant minutes guy in the split, but KBJ went for a 50 bomb. So I'm wondering what they're going to do. Like KBJ is obviously the answer when they need offense. Ryan Rollins is a good defender. Just depends on what their need is at the time.
Yeah.
Feels more Rollins-y to me because is Phoenix going to outscore you with what they have available? Doesn't feel like it, but yeah, I think between like KPJ, Wright, Rollins, throw Jamal Shed in there because Jamal Shed keeps just scoring fantasy points.
Yep. I mean, listen, they're going to split the time, right? Like if
they're just going to split the time, yeah. You could play any of them, and then I'll say it: if Anthony Simon sits, I would play Delano Banton.
Okay.
I would absolutely play Delano Banton. He wasn't great last game, but like
it's Delano Banton season, right? We're getting
it is the season of Delano Banton for sure.
Shooting guard. Again, Booker Grimes, dual positional eligibility. Got Wagner. Kobe White's in a really good spot here at $8,400. Potential to bounce back in this spot, given the easier matchup. Desmond Bain also in that 8K and above tier.
Would you actually consider Franz here, or you still think he's too expensive?
I still think he's too expensive.
Okay.
I'd rather play Paolo.
Okay. For sure. I don't disagree with that. I do think I would give Wagner a look here. I think Kobe White and Wagner would probably be the two guys that stand out to me the most in this tier.
Yeah, that's no arguments with me here. Move our way down. Vassell, talk Castle already. You have Mikal Bridges, talk Shaden Sharp. I guess if Bradley Beal's back and there's no limitations there, it could be interesting, but
I assume there's limitations. I kind of said it to you the other day about the Mikal Bridges assist thing with all these point guards off the floor, and it hasn't really slowed down. If we're actually going to get this version of Mikal Bridges, he's balling right now. And
scoring wise, great. And obviously the assists, when you have OG scoring the way he's scoring.
Oh my God. Him and OG have been exactly what the Knicks have needed and what make the Knicks scary, right? Like in a series, if those guys can continue it with Brunson coming back eventually. So it would be Bridges for me in that tier.
Yep. Work our way down. Kamara's 58.
Yep, it's fine.
Gary Trent's 47. Lonnie Walker, big day the other day, $4,500 for him here.
I mean, dude, he started. I don't think he would start here, but I mean, you never know. He could definitely start. I mean, could start over Jared Butler. I feel like Jared Butler's been the guy that has lost out when they've gone to like different starting lineups. So
Sure.
if Lonnie Walker's in the starting lineup, for sure, clicking that button.
Okay. Anybody else?
Jacoby Walter, 42 fantasy points the other day, 34 minutes. At the very least, we can confirm that Toronto is like trying to actively get their first round pick as many minutes as possible.
Yep.
So
Yeah, RJ Barrett already ruled out. Like
RJ Barrett already ruled out. Yeah, he's going to start again, and that's probably it. The Buddy Hield, we had a Buddy Hield sighting. I know there was a blowout. I do think it's worth mentioning Gary Payton's out and Jonathan Kuminga is questionable in this game. So could get extra Buddy Hield minutes off the bench.
Sure. 3 straight games, 23 or more, so not bad. Small forward. Mentioned Wagner already, 87. Butler's 86. A lot of these guys we've kind of touched on. Hart, Denny, what a huge game the other night. OG Anunoby as well, 73.
Denny had a huge game?
Yeah.
It's weird.
Seems to happen when he gets the minutes, right?
Seems to happen like almost. It's like feels quite often. Yeah, I just actually looked. They played all their starters 33 minutes or more against the Knicks. Just to go show you, without Scoot, they do not trust anybody else. So Denny's going to play another 40 here.
Yep. And I mentioned obviously OG. Dude, I've been riding OG for a while here. What more needs to be said? The scoring's been unbelievable. The shooting's been real. The defense giving you the rebounds. It's only $7,300 still. Like they're just creeping his price tag up.
He's never been this good offensively.
No,
at least this consistent. We know he has like the pop games, but he's never been this consistent offensively.
It's crazy, right?
Yep.
All right, work our way down. Mentioned Bridges already. Kuzma's 65. Council 35 minutes for him, a big night. Again, it's you have these bench guys coming in and playing minutes.
It's also we don't know. Philly's getting Yabusele back.
Sure.
So does Council go to the bench? I'd assume if they go back to they've been doing the Adem-Bona starting, and Adem-Bona's looked really, really good. So I assume Adem-Bona, Yabusele is your front court, and that would push Council back to the bench. So I am out on Ricky Council.
Okay. Any other small forward value here for you?
Dude, Keldon's been a flamethrower. So if we want to look towards Keldon Johnson, that would be, unfortunately blowout in the last game. But I mean, he has been so incredible offensively the last few games. Like we know he can be. He is just a great offensive player. So Keldon at 51, Lonnie we talked about. How about Zachary Richache, who the minutes are not consistent, and we've talked about this for a while.
Yeah.
The minutes are not consistent. He has a really high ceiling. He has a very high ceiling when he's making shots.
It would be cool if they would make it consistent.
It would be cool. I'd say the thing that he also benefits from is that he has a guy in Trae Young that is willing to get 20 assists in a game. If that means that Trae Young is just like, I will play second fiddle to whoever's making shots, Trae Young will do that. So Richache in tournaments, I definitely like. I think some of this Phoenix stuff is interesting. You have all of it right here. Ryan Dunn, 43. Royce O'Neal, 4K. Grayson Allen, 4K.
Royce probably starts, right?
Yeah, I'd assume Royce is probably your starter.
Or do they dust off Bol?
No, the Bol. I'd have a hard time believing Bol's plays. I would say so. I think they put in Iguodaro the other day, and they went like double big, which I don't think they would do. I also think they were super desperate and didn't know what was going on because they were down by 100. They did. They played Iguodaro in for Durant. But they were also, again, they were already down by 40 in that setting. So we could see Royce, any of these options. I mean, they could go small and use like Tyus as a traditional. Well, no, they wouldn't. Not with Gillespie as well. One of these guys probably starts, and whoever starts is in play. Would you play Dalen Terry? if he starts?
I don't know. He didn't do anything again tonight, but I guess it depends on who's in and out of the lineup.
Herter was out for a right thumb sprain.
The minutes were good. It's obviously a much easier matchup for him, so I guess there's a path to go back to him.
Yeah.
They started Krejci the other day, too. Didn't really play a lot.
They started him 2 games ago, and then they didn't start him They didn't start him the next game. So I wrote that in the playbook. If he starts, I would play him. If not, I'm out.
Okay. Power forward. Again, Giannis is here, 12-1. Giannis is in. We'd like him against Phoenix, I'm sure. Obviously, really good upside for what Giannis can bring to the table in competitive games.
Yep.
And you have Banchero against San Antonio. It would be an elite matchup for him here against San Antonio, $9,900. So want to spend up. Those are certainly your options. And then you had a bunch of guys we kind of already discussed. Anyone you want to highlight here?
I think Paolo's ownership is going to be the highest of all.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. Paolo, Giannis would probably be the two that stand out the most. Denny's going to get a lot of ownership because he's multi-position eligible. Jaren Jackson would be very popular if Ja were to get ruled out second leg. There's nothing else that I like that necessarily stands out. Kuzma's been better the last 2 games. If you want to play Kyle Kuzma, like, so be it. Santi Aldama was really good on Monday. You could go back to that. Well, we already know like they're not going to play Edey in a spot against Draymond, so it's going to be another small ball lineup with Aldama. They started Sohan. He got in early foul trouble, and then they lost by a bajillion. Bismack DMP'd, and they've already ruled out Charles Bassey. So I assume Bismack's probably back in the lineup, but as the backup big. So we know Sohan's going to be super popular. It's a terrible spot, but 5,200 as long as he stays out of foul trouble, it's a good spot.
All right. Bazulis is here at 5K. You mentioned some of these other values. Anything else?
I mean, I keep saying Jonathan Mobo's name, and I don't click him, but he's been largely productive outside of that Charlotte game when he's been out there. So I'll just say Jonathan Mobo. Yeah.
Center brings us to Towns at 10-4. Again, should be, in theory, an elite matchup for Karl Anthony Towns here.
Yep.
Had a little run against Dallas and the Clippers where he paid it off. Faced Milwaukee, Portland, he did not. Do you feel inclined to spend up for Karl Anthony Towns, or do you look more towards the mid-tier here?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's a viable approach if that's the way you want to go. For what it's worth, Adem Bona, great shot blocker. If they're starting Adem Bona at center. If they're going Gershon Yabusele, good luck to Gershon Yabusele. You have no chance, sir.
Right.
You're a fine NBA player. This is not the matchup for you.
Look to you.
I assume they go Bona.
Yeah. Look to use his size and strength, maybe, but like that's about it.
Yeah, but like size is in like
wideness.
Because like size is not exactly like Towns is just gonna look over him and be like, oh,
yep,
you're
agreed. Vuk against Toronto 77, Kongu 76 against Portland. Pirtle on the other side of that matchup. I know he's going to be limited, but 66 for him. Any interest there?
Dude, Jakob Pirtle is going crazy when he's out there. Every time, just going crazy. Just like one of those things that makes me, I always like hesitate to click some of those players just because we know like it could be over before you know it, right? Like they just might not play them. So I don't know, man. It's fine. If Portland like doesn't have anyone available, I would play Klingon at 54. Wendell Carter at 52, I think looks pretty good. I know the minutes are what they are sometimes, but they've been more consistent in competitive games. I would probably play Adem Bona against Karl Anthony Towns. Obviously, like you think fouls, but dude, every time this guy gets on the floor for an extended run, he's another like really high fantasy point per minute guy. So 4,900 with the shot blocking upside that he has and rebounding upside, I would take a shot there.
I guess let's see where they go. I guess if there anything value opens up. I'll build a lineup. Do we just do like Booker versus Milwaukee and then get like the value Phoenix guards? Like, how do you want to approach this?
I'm definitely not as bullish on Booker at the price, sure, I think, as you. But if that's
well, it's just Giannis then. Do you like this game? I guess where do you want to go? What's the?
I think Giannis is fine. I like Paolo personally. I think like that would probably be or like Trey. Those would probably be like the two places I'd start. I know Tumani Kamara is going to probably be on Trae Young, but that's not something.
230.5 total in that game. Atlanta's giving 6.5. Knicks 76ers. Knicks are giving 14.5. It's really the only blowout game on the board. If you're playing on FanDuel, you're going to get the Timberwolves Nuggets. So congrats to you. 236.5 Bulls Toronto.
Well, we know how that's going to go. Bet Minnesota +3 because Denver can't beat Minnesota.
Kobe White here. It's not really.
238.5. I thought you said 230.
236.5 for Bulls Toronto. You said Jacoby Walter.
I for the record, I would prefer getting the Trey than Kobe if we had the option to. We might be able to eventually get both on the main slate, but I like Trae Young quite a bit.
Lonnie. You said you don't think Lonnie's going to start, though?
No. I think Lonnie might start.
$5,400. You said, not a great matchup for Sohan, but the minutes will be there for him. Could be there for him. Let's see. What do we want to do? 5,400. Right, obviously gets minutes. $5,700 per player here.
Bona
center. 62 for forward and a util. Just get in like OG. 51 util. It's Keldon. Did Keldon there? Or Kevin Porter Jr.?
Not really. Yeah, I mean, pretty low floor, but he's fine.
Well, early look tournament lineup. Trae Young, Lonnie Walker, Jacoby Walter, Paolo Banchero, Dembona, DeLon Wright, OG Anunoby, and Kevin Porter Jr. Got a little Knicks Philly stack in that game. Yes, 14.5 point spread. Hopefully we'll see what happens there. But again, we'll be live again, myself and Keith Eister, for the 5 p.m. live stream. We appreciate you guys all tuning in with us here. We'll catch you later.